If change is the only constant, then why do we tend to be so afraid of it? Hey folks, I'm Kirk and I'm here with practical leadership tips for you and your team. So, we know that change is constant. It happens all throughout our lives, both in our professional and our personal lives. So why do we tend to be so afraid of it? Well, there's two big reasons that we tend to be afraid of change in a professional setting that I want your frontline leaders to be aware of. The first one is that it tends to disrupt existing habits. So we get into a groove, things are predictable, somewhat stable, and maybe in a way we can go into autopilot, which is kind of a nice feeling, even though it's not always the best for our work. A change represents some sort of disruption to that habit, and that can mean that we have to think harder, we have to learn something new. So that's one of the reasons we tend to be afraid of change. The other big reason we tend to be afraid of change is because there's fear of the unknown. We don't know what this change is going to bring about. Is it going to make my position redundant? Is it going to make me have to do more work? Is it going to make my job harder? What else don't we know about this change that's going to come about? The rollout says 6 weeks. Is that actually going to take 8 weeks or 12 weeks? There's lots of unknowns, and that can cause a lot of fear. Those two reasons can make it really difficult for leaders to get buy-in because there's a lot of resistance to the change. So for this leadership tip, what I want you to think about is just keep in mind these two really big reasons why people resist change. And when you're trying to put that through, just have that in mind and have a bit of empathy as the frontline leader. That can go a long way. Like and follow for more practical leadership tips.